My name is Ken Schwartz, and I worked for Leidig Construction before, during, and after my tenure as president at the AGC. So the people that served in the executive chairs with me were Jim Paris was the first VP, and the second VP was Max Cuny. And at the end of my term, Max had to step down from that, and Mark Poe came in as acting as second VP. The biggest issue that I faced when I came in as president was the financial stability of the chapter, since the revenues that come into the chapter are primarily from member dues. And what had happened is, due to lax tracking and accounting of actual dues-paying members, the roster of members was far greater than the actual dues-paying membership. And so it took quite an effort to flush out who the actual dues-paying members were and to get the others off the rolls, which resulted in a significant loss of actual revenue to the chapter from what was projected. So that was a big mountain to climb, and we finally got over that and streamlined the membership down to what was actual. And not only that, but we set up an incentive program for the executive director to recruit and retain members, so that part of his compensation was tied directly to that. And I think that was quite effective. The goals I had coming into it was really to try to determine if the members felt they were getting the services that they were paying for. So we, myself and Jim and Wayne and others, set up some meetings with the general contractor members, where we went and we sat down with questions for them and opened up dialogue to try to determine, are they happy with what they're getting from AGC? What do they want to see changed? What's lacking? What's good about it? And from that, we were able to structure programs and kind of respond to what they were saying they wanted to get from their membership. A couple of things that were important to me, events that were significant, was one, we had hired a new safety director, and it turned out fairly early on that wasn't going to be a good fit. And so we had to make a change in the safety director, and also the plans room, which is an integral part of the chapter then. The service that we were getting from a company by the name of I Square Foot was not what we were hoping for, and so we were going through a change there. And that was very important to a lot of members, to try to get a plan service that was compatible with what the members were looking for. As I recall, the economy was on an upswing in the early 2000s, and when I came on board in 2004, things were on the upswing, kind of leading up to the big crash in 2008. So I recall them being robust. I think there was a lot of business going on. I know at Leidig we were doing well, and I think that was generally the case among the industry. As I mentioned, the AGC staff back then was headed by Wayne Brokaw, who was just a couple of years into it at this point, and he was still getting his feet under him, and he was dealt kind of a tough blow because of the problems with the membership and the financial situation. And so, but he worked very hard, and Cheryl was new, but she and Wayne were a wonderful team, and they did a great job of picking themselves up by the bootstraps and focusing on the members' needs. And I just remember those guys working very well together. Very impressed with Cheryl right off the bat, and the way she was able to kind of fill in the blanks that Wayne might have had, and vice versa, so that collectively they were a wonderful team. I got into construction because I flunked out of college going to get my business degree, and with my father's help I was able to learn that there are ways to get a construction degree that would help me enter into that industry. And so that's what steered me into the business after having worked in the field for about 1.5 years after I flunked out of college. And then that got me on the right path to getting a CET degree from Montana State. And that degree helped lay the kind of the foundation for me to learn the things that I needed to learn once I started work in the industry. Some of the more significant projects I worked on was the largest one was a joint venture with Hunt Construction Group on the Coyote Ridge Correction Center in Connell. Over my career, we did many significant projects at Washington State University and Central Washington University. We did a really big project for PNNL down the Tri-Cities. So those are some projects that were very significant and I was glad to be involved with. Yeah, the biggest single change I saw during my career was the advancement of technology and how technology was able to streamline virtually all the processes, from estimating to project management to accounting and bundling all those things together. That was a huge shift for our industry, and I felt that was good, generally speaking, and it helped us do the amount of work we needed to do to be profitable and to do it efficiently. So I'd say technology gains. The reason why we are part of AGC is simply because it's the single loudest and strongest voice for our industry nationally and regionally. Everything from safety to relationship building, advocacy for our industry, our goals on the national and regional level. The history of AGC, it's just a great organization. Leidig has been part of it for many years, and so it just seems like the right place to be for Leidig Construction. And for me personally, I truly enjoyed my time here. All the people I met locally, regionally, and nationally. The people in the construction industry are simply some of the most impressive, hardest working, and smartest people in any business anywhere. We are the AGC.